I'm sure you've heard the news, but this is why you need to pay attention to what's happening in the Pacific right now. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon in Baton for more updates. Breaking news: Warthogs touched down in the Pacific, making history at Clark Air Base in Pampanga, just north of Manila. The roar of the A-10 Thunderbolt II, the legendary Warthog, shattered the skies over the Philippines on December 6, 2024, as residents and military personnel alike looked on in awe. 4 of these iconic aircraft landed at Clark Air Base, their arrival anything but routine. This was the first deployment of A-10s to the Philippines in over 3 decades. This was a show of force, a clear signal in a region simmering with tension as security was ramped up and the base buzzed with activity. The A-10s, built for close-quarters combat, taxied onto a historic tarmac. Reminders of American power returning to a former stronghold that once served as a major U.S. military hub during the Cold War. Unlike stealth fighters, these flying tanks are designed to protect troops and obliterate enemy armor, their massive cannons and rugged design making them a fearsome presence on any battlefield. Their presence immediately raised the stakes in the ongoing South China Sea standoff, with Clark Air Base strategically located just a short flight from contested waters. The world took notice. A-10s in the Philippines was a headline with global implications, sparking debate and analysis across newsrooms and social media platforms. For allies, it was reassurance. For adversaries, a warning. The sight of U.S. and Philippine flags side by side sent a powerful message of unity. The Warthogs weren't just visiting, they were here for a purpose, as joint briefings and mission planning sessions got underway. Engines barely cooled. The stage was set for a new phase of military cooperation, with both nations preparing for joint exercises and rapid response drills. The Pacific's quiet had been broken by the thunder of the Thunderbolt. Yandunden and the Kaorbutun and Nanar Doisuburi. Its unmistakable sound echoing across Luzon. This deployment was a deliberate strategic move, part of a broader U.S. effort to reassure allies and deter aggression in the Indo-Pacific. The message: America is watching, and ready to support its partners with credible combat power, standing shoulder to shoulder with the Philippines. The arrival of the A-10s marked a turning point in the region's balance of power, signaling a new era of military readiness and cooperation. The world was watching, and the stakes had just been raised. Clark Air Base, once again, at the center of Pacific power dynamics. Officially, the A-10 deployment was about integrated training, but its objectives ran deeper, strengthening military ties, enhancing interoperability, and projecting a united front in the Pacific. From December 6 to 15, American and Philippine crews worked side by side, building a partnership from the ground up, focusing on joint readiness, rapid response, and mutual defense. The mission's core goal was seamless cooperation in crisis, refueling, rearming, and repairing together, so both forces could operate as one in any contingency. Pilots exchanged close air support tactics, sharing real-world combat experience and adapting strategies for the region's unique challenges. Maintenance teams traded best practices for keeping the A-10s mission-ready in the tropics, ensuring both nations could sustain high-tempo operations. This hands-on collaboration built trust, muscle memory, and a shared operational language, vital for responding to real-world threats in the Pacific. The mission was a practical demonstration of U.S. commitment, not just arming allies but empowering them to defend their own territory and interests. The arrival of the Warthogs marked a new level of power projection, moving beyond routine patrols to integrated combat readiness, signaling to the region that the alliance is prepared for any challenge. Training together forged personal bonds and a shared understanding, creating a foundation for rapid, coordinated action in high-stakes operations. The sight of American and Filipino crews on the flight line was a living symbol of alliance, demonstrating unity, resolve, and a credible deterrent to potential adversaries. This was solidarity in action, mutual support made real, and a clear message: together, they stand ready to defend peace and stability in the Pacific. The arrival of the A-10s comes at a time of heightened friction in the South China Sea, where territorial disputes have intensified. In recent months, Chinese naval and Coast Guard vessels have increased their patrols and presence in contested waters, leading to a series of confrontations. Just weeks earlier, nearly 100 Chinese vessels swarmed near Thitu Island, flexing Beijing's territorial claims and raising alarm in Manila and across the region. Confrontations between Chinese and Philippine ships, including water cannon attacks, have become routine, prompting strong protests from the Philippine government. In response, U.S. officials have issued statements condemning Chinese actions and reaffirming their commitment to the Philippines under the Mutual Defense Treaty. The South China Sea is vital for global trade, with over $3 trillion in goods passing through annually. Instability here threatens not just regional, but global economic security. The timing of the A-10 deployment was no accident, a clear signal of deterrence, as regional allies watch closely. The message is clear. Continued aggression will be met with a stronger, more unified defense posture, as the U.S. and its allies seek to maintain stability in the Indo-Pacific. The A-10 Thunderbolt II is engineered for survivability and lethality. At its core is the iconic 30mm GAU-8A Avenger cannon, capable of firing nearly 4,000 rounds per minute, enough to destroy tanks, armored vehicles, and small boats with ease. This BRT is feared on the battlefield for its armor-piercing power and pinpoint accuracy. The pilot sits in a titanium bathtub that can withstand direct hits from armor-piercing and high-explosive projectiles up to 23mm, allowing the Warthog to absorb heavy damage and keep flying, something few aircraft can claim. The A-10's combat record is legendary. In Operation Desert Storm, it destroyed over 900 Iraqi tanks, 2,000 other military vehicles, and 1,200 artillery pieces. It has also excelled in Afghanistan and Iraq, providing close air support in rugged terrain and urban environments. Its ability to loiter for hours over the battlefield, combined with a combat radius of nearly 300 miles, and a top speed of 420 km/h, makes it ideal for patrolling contested areas like the South China Sea, where swarms of small vessels are a constant threat. The A-10 can carry up to 16,000 pounds of mixed ordnance, laser-guided bombs, rockets, cluster munitions, and AGM-65 Maverick missiles, making it a true multi-role platform for both air-to-ground and anti-ship missions. Designed for low and slow flight, the A-10's straight wing and redundant flight controls let pilots fly at treetop level, visually identify targets, and deliver precise strikes, minimizing collateral damage and maximizing effectiveness. Deploying the A-10 sends a clear message: the U.S. is prepared for close combat, not just high-tech standoff warfare. Its ruggedness and firepower are unmatched in the close air support role. The Warthog's reputation is legendary. Its presence alone deters adversaries. Its distinctive shape and sound are instantly recognizable to friend and foe alike. In the Pacific's contested waters, the A-10's ability to operate from austere airfields and deliver devastating firepower makes it the right tool for the job. The arrival of the A-10 signals not just readiness, but a proven commitment to defend allies on land and at sea, backed by decades of combat success. The foundation of the U.S. presence in the Philippines is the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a pact forged in the aftermath of World War II, when both nations sought to ensure peace and stability in the Pacific. At its core, the treaty states that an armed attack on either the U.S. or the Philippines in the Pacific area will be met with mutual support. An attack on one is an attack on both. The agreement obligates both countries to consult and act together in the face of external aggression, including threats in the South China Sea. This means that any act of aggression against the Philippines could trigger a U.S. military response, raising the stakes for potential adversaries. The recent deployment of A-10 Warthogs is a visible demonstration of this enduring commitment. Over the decades, the treaty has enabled joint military exercises, training, and strategic dialogue, ensuring both forces are ready to operate side by side. The Warthog mission is not just a reaction to threats, but a proactive show of deterrence and unity. In recent years, the alliance has modernized, focusing on maritime security, intelligence sharing, and rapid response to new challenges in the region. The presence of A-10s alongside Philippine aircraft signals that the U.S. is ready to bring real power to support its oldest Asian ally. Far from being a relic of the past, the Mutual Defense Treaty has evolved, remaining a vital, living agreement that is more relevant than ever in today's shifting Pacific landscape. The A-10's arrival was more than a training exercise. It was a calculated act of strategic messaging, designed to resonate across the region and beyond. For the Philippines, it was reassurance. America stands with its ally, not just in words, but with tangible military support, strengthening Manila's confidence in the face of mounting maritime pressure. For China, it was a clear deterrent. the U.S. demonstrated its agility and unpredictability, signaling readiness to counter gray zone tactics and assert freedom of navigation in contested waters. For other regional partners, it was proof of American leadership and reliability, prompting renewed discussions about collective security and regional defense cooperation. The deployment reinforced a network of alliances and collective security, with analysts noting that such visible shows of force help deter aggression and reassure smaller nations. The roar of the Warthogs echoed far beyond Clark Air Base, drawing international media attention and sparking debate among defense experts about the evolving balance of power in the Pacific. It signaled unwavering support for an ally, a warning to competitors, and reassurance to the region. International reactions ranged from praise among U.S. allies to sharp criticism from Beijing, which accused Washington of destabilizing the region. Strategic analysts highlighted the move as a demonstration of credible, visible power projection, showing that the U.S. is prepared to stand by its allies and maintain a forward presence. In the contested Pacific, the message was unmistakable: America is here to stay, and the world is watching. The deployment of A-10 Warthogs in the Philippines has stirred a spectrum of reactions across the Asia-Pacific region and beyond. ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, issued a cautiously optimistic statement, appreciating the U.S. commitment to regional security, while urging all parties to exercise restraint and engage in diplomatic dialogue. Japan, a key U.S. ally, welcomed the move, viewing it as a reinforcement of the U.S.-Japan security alliance and a step towards maintaining stability in the East and South China Seas. Tokyo reiterated its support for freedom of navigation and overflight, underscoring the importance of a rules-based international order. Australia, another steadfast partner, echoed similar sentiments, highlighting the deployment as a testament to the enduring U.S. presence in the Indo-Pacific. Canberra emphasized the need for collective security measures and regional cooperation to counter coercive actions and uphold international law. On the other hand, China's response was predictably sharp. Beijing condemned the deployment, accusing the U.S. of militarizing the region and escalating tensions. Chinese state media intensified its rhetoric, warning of potential countermeasures and asserting that such actions undermine regional peace and stability. International organizations like the United Nations and various think tanks have weighed in, with experts analyzing the broader implications of the deployment. Some argue that it could lead to a new arms race in the region, while others see it as a necessary step to balance power dynamics and prevent unilateral actions by any single nation. The deployment has undeniably sparked a flurry of diplomatic activity, with countries recalibrating their strategies and alliances. It has also prompted renewed discussions on regional defense pacts and the need for a collective approach to security challenges in the Indo-Pacific. As the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, the U.S. A-10 deployment in the Philippines stands as a pivotal moment, shaping the discourse on power, partnership, and the future of regional security. As the dust settles on the latest deployment, all eyes turn to what lies ahead for the Pacific region. Ongoing military exercises, enhanced intelligence sharing, and increased naval patrols signal a new era of vigilance among U.S. allies and partners. The Philippines, Japan, Australia, and other regional players are now more interconnected than ever, forging stronger defense ties and engaging in joint training to counter emerging threats. Yet, the future remains uncertain. The evolving balance of power, driven by rapid technological advancements, shifting alliances, and the ambitions of global superpowers, promises to reshape the security architecture of the Indo-Pacific. Experts predict that new security frameworks may emerge, involving not only traditional military might, but also cyber defense, economic resilience, and humanitarian collaboration. Will the region see a renewed arms race, or can diplomacy and dialogue prevail to ensure lasting peace? As nations weigh their options and recalibrate their strategies, one thing is clear. The decisions made today will echo for decades, defining the future of Pacific security and the stability of the global order.